Hello, and welcome to another Fantasia Press unboxing. You can see the logo right there. So very soon after the other ones, the double untubing that I did. As far as recording goes, I actually just did that one a little earlier tonight, but then it was, oh wait, there's more! The other package arrived. So we're gonna do this as a separate video, upload the next night, so kind of spread them out a bit. So if you haven't just seen my mega untubing of Fantasia Press dust jackets and the Dark Clay Shaw print of Neuromancer, please check out the channel. There's a bunch of them there. If you have, but you still haven't gotten over to fans of Fantasia Press, please do so. Come buy some books from Alex. Buy some dust jackets from Alex, some trade editions from Alex. In here, we should have the Spellsinger Saga by Alan Dean Foster, which he offered as a set, including the first 5 that were purchased, coming with an ARC, which is incredible. I've never had an ARC from Fantasia Press before, so I am very much looking forward to this. And we have shrink-wrapped books. These are books shrink-wrapped from the 80s, folks. We're gonna look at that. Look at all the bubble wrap. That is fantastic. That's such a good pack job. We're gonna get that out of the way. I've never had shrink-wrap books from the 80s before. These books are older than I am. So I don't know the order of these latter titles. Oh, man. I already actually unboxed several of these titles that I had purchased. I had gotten The Moment of the Magician and The Day of the Dissonance. I believe those are the 2 I have. I don't have the other 3 previously on the channel. Excuse me while I readjust my footing here for this unboxing. But I'm loving the matching slipcases already. We're going to start from left to right here. I don't know if this is the correct order. I cannot recall. I apologize if this is the correct order. But we're going to go left to right. That's how it was packed. That's how it's being unpacked. Starting, of course, with the first one, which I know is the first one. Not the Day of Dissonance. This is right there. That's the ARC. We're going to look at that one first. The one underneath it is the first one. But this is an ARC of the Day of the Dissonance by Alan Dean Foster. Price $17. Oh my God. This has got to be one of the ones. There were a lot that he said as long as they had the full hardcover rights, they would publish the signed edition as well as a trade edition. And the trade editions would be priced around $17, $20 in order to compete with the larger publishers at the time. Even though, it might not have been as affordable for a small press. You know what's even less affordable? $17 for a hardcover these days. But you know what's crazy? If you go and reach out to Alex, he has some trade editions from Fantasia Press that he is selling at the list price from 1984, 1985, and so on. That is insane. It's incredibly generous of him. But there we go, The Day of Dissonance. Nice little advanced reader's copy here. Very, very glossy font. I know he had said that some of his advanced reader copies or some of his press copies were literally just like photocopied paper that were just like clipped together. So this being an actual published ARC is just incredible. Up first, we have Spellsinger at the Gates. I don't believe this is the first one. I think the first one was just called Spellsinger, but I could be mistaken. Maybe this was the first one of the. Yeah, I think it was the first one based on the cover here. So these $55 at the time. Spellsinger at the date. Thus begins his epic fantasy. It involves oh my God, it's for Jimi Hendrix? Oh, that is so awesome. It involves a Earthling, our John Tom here, who gets brought to this magical world. He thinks it's a dream at first because he is high on marijuana at the time when he gets sucked into this world. And these spell singers are kind of like bards in D&D. They use song to cast magic. So Kevin Johnson's beautiful artwork right there. The giant-ass ant in the corner. Well, John Tom can play the guitar, so he's playing like AC/DC to cast spells, which just sounds incredible. I'm in. I believe he's out of copies here. This is copy number 9, signed by Alan Dean Foster. Alan Dean Foster is been unboxed several times on the channel. I mean, once because of his series here. A couple of the titles I had purchased secondhand, but were still remarkably new. But also from Dark Star. He did the novelization of Dark Star, the John Carpenter film, which Centipede Press recently published. They also did The Director Should Have Shot You. So this, my friends, is still sealed. This is number 136. Still shrink-wrapped from the 1980s. It's in a it was in a box in a warehouse. I'm about to breathe 1980s air. Air that has been sealed since before I was born. So people, you get some people that huff books. I'm going to give a very interesting huff of this one. It's going to age me. Age is like fine wine. This is such a weird moment that I never thought I would be able to buy a brand new novel from the 80s. The sticky note has maintained its stickiness. Damn. If that ain't a shout out to Post-it, I don't know what is. This has maintained its stickiness after almost 40 years. But anyways, The Time of the Transference by Alan Dean Foster. Wow, look at the gloss on this. I'm going to sniff this off camera real quick. Excuse me while I'm weird. Oh, that smells nice. That smells nice. Look at the gloss, the sheen on this dust jacket compared to the other ones. I wonder if they were all like that and the other ones kind of lost their sheen a bit over time. I don't know. Time of the Transference. There's John Tom right there with some anthropomorphic animals which inhabit the world. Beautiful end papers, as always. Once again, trade edition, $17 right there. Special edition, $40. And the crazy thing is, even for the $40 ones, oh, this must be like the fourth title. Oh, must be the fifth, because we have the Day of Dissonance, Moment of the Magician, Path of the Perambulator, and then presumably this, The Time of the Transference. So, as I was saying, interesting thing about these $40 titles is that they were still hard to sell back in the day. I think he said that the lettered edition of Stephen King's Firestarter, which was the very first Stephen King limited edition that they ended up doing, Phantasia published. The lettered edition, which is bound in asbestos, is a very rare collector's item these days, was only $100 back in the day, and it took forever to sell out, which is crazy. These don't have interior illustrations, but that is quite all right. They are very beautiful. Look at the shine of this. Oh, is this a blue? It is! Look at that signature page. Wow. What a nice signature page. The Medea, Harlan's World one, was also a blue signature page. That one was stunning. We're going to put this one over on the side here as well. I was going to leave them all out with their covers facing out, but I'm not going to have enough room for that. So we're going to box it back up right there. Next up, another one that's sealed, The Paths of the Perambulator. So we're going to make a nice little crease in that. I actually just, as I'm speaking, I got all those dust jackets in the last package, and it occurred to me that I never bought a Firestarter dust jacket. I got to go buy a Firestarter dust jacket. What was I thinking? I'm telling you, I'm talking about Firestarter. I never actually, never bought one of those. It had been my intent, and then I got so distracted with the shiny objects that I completely forgot. This one, the Post-it note was on the outside of the shrink wrap, but it's still sticky. Number 120. We're going to just put that right on top of the box, the slipcase there. Once again, the dust jacket, I can tell from the feel of it, is just absolutely shiny. Just glossy as all hell. Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. If I recall correctly, somebody had posted, I don't know if it was Alex, somebody had the original artwork of this. One thing I've also failed to mention, so you can notice the cloth of the dust jackets actually match the cloth of the boxes, the slipcases they're in, and they all feature ADF, Alan Dean Foster, his initials there. They all have the same wonderful end pages. This one's 85. Text seems a little bit smaller, but it's boxed very nicely. And, of course, oh, we got another blue one. I'm really liking these colored signature sheets. There we go, number 120. I'm really liking those. That's really cool. This dust jacket by Kevin Eugene Johnson. Somebody had the original over on the Fans of Fantasia page of this. It might have been Alex, but I don't think it was. But I believe this whole Spellsinger saga was available in trade and might still be available in trade. Alex might still have copies of these ones. So for $17, you can get a cloth-bound book. It won't be signed, it's just trade edition, but it's a cloth-bound book. Like, that's pretty damn nice. Even if they're bagged, which is fine. I don't know that this was necessarily bagged since the 80s, but it could have been. Maybe Alex can tell me if it's a newer bag or an old bag. I don't know. This is Moment of the Magician. This one and right here, the Day of Dissonance, I had previously unboxed. Other editions, both signed editions as well. Both very like new. Like they were considered used because there was a secondary market. This one's by Romas, but both of them I couldn't find any flaws. Like, damn, they were looking good. Like this person had them on their shelf or in a box, like Alex did, and maybe found them after all these years. First edition. Wow. Brand new first edition from the 80s. Another beautiful signature page. If that is not considered blue, I am colorblind and I apologize. To me, it's blue. So if you're like in the comments, dumbass, that's a purple signature page, I apologize. Fun fact, this past weekend I did an escape room with some family members. Speaking of random tangent here, nothing to do with Alan Dean Foster or Phantasia. Did an escape room with some family members, and me and my sister's fiance got stuck on one of the clues because we're both colorblind and we couldn't tell that this clue was clearly different shades of like green and yellow. And we're just like, this looks the same. And then they gave us clues and someone else came in and like, oh, they're different colors. Like, we didn't know that. So shout out to colorblind people everywhere who sometimes have to do a colorblind test live in... Oh, this one's got a little seam. Look at that one. That's fine. It's fine, though. Like I said, I have a copy of this one already. So if this one is slightly defective, not that it is defective, I mean, it could just be a loose fray there. But if it doesn't come off, I do have another copy. This is the Day of Dissonance. Same cloth as well. The cloth is kind of running along there. We might need to snip that right at the root of the base. We got another one in the backboards there, but we'll check that out. This one's just a white one, $3.63. Very nice, though. Still very nice. And, oh, it still smells good. It still smells fantastic. But seriously, that is nice. I will take care of that little cloth strand momentarily, off camera. You don't need to watch that. But you can watch these. Seriously. Look at these books, son. Look at them. Look at all these books. Oh, man, can I fit this third one right in the middle there? I might be able to. Oh. It's kind of dark. It's kind of dark, but you get the idea. Looks all right. It looks all right. It's a cooler thumbnail in my head, but you know what? It'll work. Seriously, check out Fantasia Press. Fantasia 2.0 right around, eventually coming down the road. Can't wait to see what Alex has in stock now that he's retired from his law career and getting back into the publishing world. Feel free to shoot him an email at abermanesq for Esquire. So that's abermanesq@aol.com. He has, I think he has limited editions of the 2 through 5. I don't think he has any Spellsinger the Gates left. He might have some trade editions or unsigned editions. I believe he might have some of those. But I believe he has trade editions of all of them as well. But seriously, hit him up. He will hook you up. He's got dust jackets. Like, I check out my other page, my other video, where I was unboxing, untubing these dust jackets. Just so many dust jackets, so many beautiful books, so many pieces of art that you can frame. I totally forgot to mention in the last video, If you don't want to do a custom frame job because you're poor like me, because you just spend a lot of money on books, there are like the vinyl record frames that are like designed for 12-inch record and the record jacket that you can actually buy, and it fits most dust jackets. It doesn't fit like oversized ones like some of the Centipede Press titles, but you can do some nice little matting yourself, and it actually comes out pretty nicely. I got to do that with Firestarter when I order a Firestarter. I did it with Misery, the Suntop one. It looks all right, It's not a professional job, but it gets the job done. I'm rambling, though. Check out Phantasia. Check out Alex Berman. Hit him up. It's such a pleasure doing business with you and hearing your stories, Alex. Seriously. I cannot express enough. One of the best things to have happened in the past 2 years is Alex Berman coming into the social media world. And there's a lot of... Excuse me, I'm talking for 15 minutes. I can't talk anymore. There are a lot of publishers who are involved in social media. Bill Schaefer from Subterranean Press is all over the place on Facebook. He's awesome. Paul Suntup and Rebecca Dornseif are all over the place. And Simon are all over the place with the fans of Suntup. But it's really nice. And then Golden Griffin. I can't remember the gentleman's name behind Golden Griffin. It's probably not Paul, but considering everyone else's name is Paul's in publishing, chances are it might be Paul. I don't think it is, though. He's also on Facebook. But it's such a pleasure to have Alex Berman on Facebook now, sharing his stories. Kind of like with Golden Griffin, it's really nice because it's a publisher that's not exactly around anymore. Phantasia Press hasn't published anything in over 30 years. So to have this one-man show be on Facebook and sharing these tales is just incredible. So thank you very much, Paul, for the book. Not Paul. Thank you very much, Alex, for the books. Alex Berman. Oh, my God. Like I said, they're all named Paul except for Alex and Bill and, Richard Chismar and such. But instinctually, if I just call you Paul, you just got to roll with it. Thank you very much, Alex. Check out Fans of Phantasia Press or Alex Berman. Shoot him an email at abermanesq, abermanesq @aol.com, and he will hook you up. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.